So the Crotalus River, which feeds from the hills that you, the very hills and caves that you were kind of in last time out, that feeds Pagona's Rest and drains out into the Dune Edge Lake. It's in these hills near the river's source that you took shelter last night. Everyone is long rested. Got your spells, got your HP. Don't you worry, Manfred. And
I'm gonna go into a battle with about 10 HP or so this time.
You can see Sulta just to the west of these hills. Anybody with proficiency in nature, give me a nature roll. I think Fenn and Manfred, possibly both of you do.
I do.
have a +5, yeah.
Yeah, give me a nature roll.
Ooh.
Oh, this he's starting,
pretty good one.
Starting hot.
Two snazzy rolls.
Right.
Ooh, you guys got nice dice.
Yes. Okay, I read now which ones are free.
I'm just going to refresh that window because something is causing the music to clip out like.
Yeah, it's like on really distorted and lagging.
Okay. I want the written in the stars players to see those two rolls because last time out that lot would not stop fucking moaning about the state of their dice rolls. I don't. They got the whole session. I think they got one fucking roll over a 15.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It's really bad.
Such a bad session. So I just wanted to prove until I asked them right at the end to roll for initiative, and then it was all fucking dynamite. Anyway, we're not talking about them. We're talking about you. This is all about you. So I think both of you conferring, using your experience of the surroundings. We're the next morning now. You bedded down for the night. The night was without incident. Sheltered as you are in these hills, quite quiet around here, quite serene actually. You've obviously got a choice in how you get to Sulta. You can either follow the river back round and kind of skirt around the hills, or you can kind of go through them. I think you both observe that going through trying to get through the hills, especially with the Pangora, which are of course specialists at achieving speed over flat terrain, not great at hill. You're not going to be able to use them as steeds. They would have to walk over separately. So I guess with that in mind, is your preference to take the shorter but probably more difficult journey through the hills, or return to the kind of desert, to the sands for ease of passage, though it may take a little longer?
I don't mind going the little longer route. It's a little bit safer.
Yeah, as long as it's all in a day or something, then.
Yeah, and it's
I assume if we've been asleep, I guess, so it's pretty early.
Yeah. It's sort of sunrise. As ever in this part of the country, there's very little in the way of cloud cover. You're going to be out in the heat again. But yeah, with the Pangora, of course, you're down to 2 Pangora with Tramin having taken one of them back to Pagona's Rest. But that's absolutely fine. Now, I was thinking about this, and I think it would get really tedious if every time... This is a dangerous area you're in, and there are going to be nasties chasing you, fighting you all the time. But I think it would be very tedious if we stopped every time a couple of rhinoceros beetles turned up and did a full combat. I don't think that would serve the fun in any meaningful way. So I'm going to say we're going to just do a little bit of fill in the gaps on your road on the way to Sulta as you traverse the desert with on your Pangora. You do come across some issue. Cope, what was that issue that happened? What happened? There was some kind of obstacle or combat that you had to overcome, and it was a.
We ran into a couple of cactuses actually,
and
had to de-pin ourselves.
Okay.
And that was really uncomfortable. And our Pangora, there's a G in there, were just looking at us, just absolutely judging the hell out of us.
Okay. So what I'll say is then, Foxy, give me a. No, actually, let me ask you this. After becoming entangled in these cacti, Fenn, how did you resolve that issue?
Do you have something that would help there, or
maybe not?
Probably
maybe.
not, I guess.
Or is it just a manual process of pulling out a load of goddamn cactus needles?
I am assuming it would be.
I
can't think of anything smart.
Fenn, give me a nature or a survival roll.
Definitely nature again.
I do have proficiency on survival, just not nature.
Ew.
God, it is the dice roller that's killing us.
It's really good,
I don't
yeah.
know why. I'm just gonna reopen the window again and see if that does anything. I may also ask everybody to go back to default dice. I can't imagine why that would be such a problem, but let me just roll something and see what happens. Oh yeah, that is going crazy. I can't believe how badly that's.
Weird, we never had that before.
We've never had that before. I cannot believe how badly that's doing it. I mean, I'm tempted to say.
What my dice back to normal? I know I used the custom one before and it worked alright. I can try that if you want me to. Just put it back to the default.
It's just weird, isn't it? Like, I can't believe it can't be using that. I know what it is. I reckon I know what it is. Hold on a second. Graphics acceleration, always the problem. Right, let me just reopen that and see if that solves the issue. Before we continue, let's get our technical stuff where it ought to be. Let's see if that still shook a little bit, but not as much. Okay, that is the issue. Okay, right. Cool. Yeah, Melpomene, if you have survival proficiency, you can give me that roll as well, and Manfred, you've got survival as well. So everybody give me you can give me a survival roll also.
Yeah, cool.
And I think basically what we're going to do is, depending on how good these rolls are in total. So Fenn, yours was a 10, Melpomene a 22, and a 17 for Manfred. It's pretty good, to be honest. So I'm going to say everybody roll a 1d6 for damage.
I think that's fair.
Just the one for Melpomene. Pretty good all round, really. Nobody rolled higher than 3 there. That's where you want the low rolls. You each take that amount of damage based on what you rolled. And so that's the end of the encounter with the. But I was kind of like, we might do this sometimes, especially when you're out in the desert. I think having like little encounters that we just kind of like, okay, well, what happened and how was that resolved, and maybe you took some damage from it and so on, because this is this is a dangerous land and the terrors are many.
Gonna have fun brainstorming those.
Yeah, I should get one of those. I should do like a table, shouldn't I? Like a random table. Like you run into some scorpions. Yeah, cool.
As long as it's not another sandworm.
The 3 of you then, and I think if memory serves, Melpomene, you're on one Pangor, and Fenn and Manfred, you've doubled up on the other, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm big.
You're following your map towards Sulta. Off in the distance, you can see some hills that appear to be kind of ahead of in the direction that you think you're going. As you can imagine, not much out here in the way of signposting or anything like that. You just gotta try and find these places. The difficulty is, of course, you don't know what you're looking for. Let's just. I don't think we did this last time. If anyone wants to give me a history check, and just to sort of understand if Sulta has ever crossed your brain before.
Nope.
Nope.
Never heard of it.
2 seconds. Aha.
19 for Manfred. I think even on a 19, your knowledge would be very limited. I think you would still only have heard the name. And maybe it's just simply the case that the information from Tramin that you were given last time, that there are a group of mystics there called the Sandseers, that may well have kind of jogged a memory for you, and I think even on a 19, it's very unlikely that you know a great deal more than that. Perhaps you have simply heard that these mystics have been known to speak prophecies, and that's, I think, the extent of your knowledge of it. The journey then, it's not too far to go. You've held pretty tight to these hills. Away in coming kind of over the horizon, you can see that kind of jagged, smallish hills rising up in the distance ahead of you, and in front of them you can see a glittering temple of some kind as you draw nearer, and it's you can see some walls. This is a small settlement, and this temple in the center of it is by far the most prominent structure, and this thing just seems to keep going up. It goes up in like different layers, and then on top of where you might think it would level out, there's an additional kind of spire, like a tower, on top of that. And everybody, anyone with proficiency in perception, can give me a roll for that as well. Which I think is
Me.
Melpomene for sure. Oh, and
+6 there too.
and Fenn, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
A
that
6.
didn't help.
Ooh.
And that one, hey.
That is
Hey.
savage. Fen, you are too busy concentrating. Fen, Manfred's driving the Pangora and you're kind of behind,
Yeah.
so you don't get a good view of all this.
That makes sense.
Melpomene, you can see from even from this still quite distant range that the top of this tower on this enormous temple, at the very top there is like blue light that is like almost like flowing out of the top of the tower in wisps, like large wisps of blue light at the top of this tower. You draw closer, and no roll required. Each of you can readily see this, as I said before, a small settlement surrounded by a low wall, and as you draw closer you can see that there are gates which are thrust wide open, and the kind of surrounding area is just got some like rocks dotted around. But I think the thing that's really noticeable is how vibrant it looks inside. And just like peering through the gates as you kind of get closer, you can already see there are a lot of trees. The walls and the gates themselves look in really good condition. And in fact, here you go on screen. This is what.
Oh my gosh!
This is what you see.
Ooh.
Welcome to
Fancy.
Sulta. What do you want to do with the Pangora? Are we taking them in? Are we leaving them outside? What's the?
Does it look like there's like a stable inside for Pangora?
Give me another perception, Melpomene. Why not? $13. Yeah. You kind of, I guess, as you draw near, look through the gates. You can see a couple of people walking around. Everybody looks quite sort of well-to-do, but you don't spot anything that is obviously where beasts would be tied up or anything like that.
Okay. I don't want them to get hurt at all because Trevin
same.
already lost one. And we don't want to piss off the owner of these lovely creatures.
Right.
So, I guess not seeing anything, I would want to maybe take a look around the outside of the walls to see if there's like a spot that would be best for them to hang out. Somewhere that's not like right off the gate.
Is there anyone at the gates?
There's nobody like manning the gate or anything like that. The surrounding area is sort of strangely barren. There's not a great. It's quite featureless. This area of the landscape outside the gates. It very much seems like all the life in this place is inside the walls, as it were. As soon as you get outside, it's almost like gates, walls, and then just barren rock and sand. So there's not a great deal. There's not even a huge amount of shade outside the walls, even. That being said, there's not a great deal of anything else. There's certainly no apparent dangers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we could park them up at the outside for now and then maybe ask around when we're inside, see if there's any spots where we could drop them off after.
Yeah, we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds good.
There's a couple of rocks that you could just like leave them near that they can climb on. Maybe I don't know what Pangoras do for fun. Something to do in it. Okay, cool. So you're going to just leave them outside the gates for now, and perhaps return to them.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Amazing. Stepping foot then inside the gates of Sulta for the first time, it's quite quiet. There's no, sometimes I put a map on screen and I'm like, this is for vibes. This is kind of 1-to-1 really. This is basically the whole settlement. So you're talking a dozen houses, a couple of sort of larger buildings, and again, really the whole place is dominated by this enormous temple in the middle. There's a couple of other kind of monuments right in front of you as you walk through the gates. There's a statue, and anyone can give me either a history or a religion check if they would like to do so.
History, I do have proficiency in.
I like these dice, Manfred. These are good. I like all of these sets of dice actually. Now that they're not grinding my computer to a halt. Not amazing rolls. Manfred, I think you, whether consciously or otherwise, have picked up enough in Pagona's Rest to recognise this statue as a depiction of Inikos, the sand god. The people that are walking around, again, it's certainly not bustling or busy. There's a real serenity to the place. Everyone's kind of walking around. There's little fountains and flower beds. The trees seem to be able to grow quite well here, and the people are kind of, everyone's dressed in like almost like togas, like sort of just quite, and the everyone seems to be wearing kind of like very decorative, the clothing. Everyone's
so like
got
layers of breezy linen kind of thing?
Yeah, breezy linen with nice sort of like either like gold leaf sashes or some kind of headwear, like a circlet that's quite sort of what's the word I'm after? Decorative, I guess. There is a word I'm after. Ornate. Perhaps.
Ornamental?
Yeah, that sort of thing. But that's the kind of vibe. Nobody kind of reacts to you coming through the gates.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to the group. Be like, okay, we made it. I think the two things of order on my to-do list are, first off, find a place to get a drink, because we're probably real thirsty.
That's a very good idea, yeah.
And second off, we should ask if there's any kind of offering that we need to take with us in to see the Sand Seers. Find out what's polite, what's the correct way to do things. Okay?
Nice.
Break.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think when we found a place where we can find something to drink, then there's probably people we can ask about the the temple and stuff. Probably a good way to start.
Coming back to your previous perception roll when you were looking for like a stable or something, I think you do note that there is a building that resembles, could be some kind of tavern or something. There appear to be some sort of covered sheltered tables outside. It's in the kind of southwest of this map, so just to your left as you come through the heading over this way, you walking towards this building. There's somebody stood at some kind of cart with their back to you. But as you approach, they turn and just give a wave and a smile and walk over and begin walking in your direction. And they say in a friendly voice, "Good morning and welcome to Sulta."
Good morning.
Hello,
Thank you for the
thanks.
friendly welcome.
Of course. You must be here to see the Sandseers.
Indeed, we are.
Yes.
Oh, they're wonderful. This is a human man, and again dressed in this sort of flowing robe and kind of ornately decorated. He gestures to the temple and says, "You'll want to head up the stairs and to the top of the tower."
Is there anything we should bring with us?
Oh, the only thing you'll need, you already have with you.
Okay.
They'll
Where
explain
can we get a
everything.
drink?
A drink?
Yeah.
Of course. He doesn't really answer your question. He just walks towards this building, and before you know it, he kind of reaches through a like a little hole in the wall, and just retrieves 3 cups of water, and just walks over to you. Just hands one to each of you. Says, "There you go. A lovely drink."
I down it.
It's good. It's just nice, really.
It's just
nice,
water.
crisp, fresh water. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real suspicious and give it a sniff.
Yeah.
I'm
give
just
me,
watching Manfred. If anything
you
happens.
Melpomene, you can give me either nature or investigation, maybe.
Yeah, investigation is for Melpomene.
You're pretty
Seems
sure
like
this
water.
You're pretty sure this is water.
All right, Melpomene will just shrug and
I feel
down
pretty
it.
fine after drinking it.
Fen, did you do anything? Fen, you actually have the ability to create water yourself, of course.
I do, yeah. But
That would
no,
be much
I
easier.
think since he was so nice to us and he's offered us this water, and Manfred doesn't seem to have any effect on it, I follow suit and drink it.
Yeah, you're all fine. You will feel great and refreshed. It's lovely, really nice water. Just very cool and fresh. And he says, this guy just is like, "Well, good luck with the Sandseers."
Thank you. That's very
Thank you
kind
so
of
Great,
much.
you.
thanks.
They're wonderful. Well, goodbye. Off he
Bye-bye.
goes.
Wasn't he nice?
Yeah, very much.
Before we hand the cups back, I'm gonna turn to Fenn and be like, "Can you make some more water for us, please? Can I get a refill?"
One cup's never
I always
enough,
wonder
is
where
it?
it comes from exactly, but I guess I'll just put my finger on your cup and there it appears.
Ah, how nice.
Fen tops you all up. You get another a round of fully trustworthy water. Great. And this guy walks off, and I guess maybe in baffled silence, perhaps. Let me just going to roll a dice. No need to be alarmed.
Ooh.
None of you
That's a good
none of
roll.
you detect the nobody's passive perception beats an 18, does it? Nah.
No, not passive.
Nah.
Mhm.
The
I have not taken the alert feat.
none of you
It's close though.
notice, and suddenly you hear this voice behind you, and it's like 2 feet behind you, that says, "Good morning!" And this female elf is stood there, just smiling. He says, "You must be here to climb the steps of sight."
Indeed, we are.
That is correct.
It's wonderful.
So we've heard.
Well, good luck. And she turns and walks
Thank
away.
you.
Getting some weird vibes there.
People are
Yeah.
so friendly here.
Quite the culture
People are
shock
friendly here.
compared
I
to
hate
Pogona's
it.
Rest.
I don't trust that
So we,
shit at all.
Shall we head up then?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
giving me
I think
real.
so.
This is above table, not Melpomene. It's giving me real. There is no war in Bossing Say vibes.
What is
Uh,
that?
But Melpomene, from Avatar, the Last Airbender,
Oh.
there is no war in Bossing Say. No.
I'm afraid not. You lost me with that reference, I'm afraid.
I'm getting some cult vibes here
Yeah.
with people.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah.
Well, Manfred, do you want to give me like an investigation roll?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
investigation or insight? Up to you.
They're both same.
Then we shan't worry. Yeah, I think you do feel that there is something strange. The 2 people addressed you in a tone that seemed almost identical. And there was, I think, on an insight check, on a 15, there's just sort of a lack of warmth behind the eyes, you know. The
It feels kind of
stares have
fake.
been
These.
just
yeah.
quite blank, you know. But nevertheless, you were given a cup of water, which doesn't appear to have had any lasting
We're
effects.
still alive, which is good.
And they've both been very friendly and indicated to the steps of sight.
I think we should probably head up and then, but just be cautious at the same time while going up. I'm feeling a
People
bit
are-
eerie about this place.
Making your way towards the temple, then from the kind of corner of this settlement, people are kind of walking around, and whenever someone walks past you, you do see their head turn to greet you, and everyone speaks with this same voice, this just very friendly, just like, "Good morning." Everybody says you must be here to see the Sandseers, or you must be here to climb the steps of sight, or some version of those. And like everybody says this same thing to you as you're walking closer to the towards the temple. You can also see, so you've obviously got this first set of steps that kind of goes up from the ground level, and then a kind of steep set of stairs. You can see from the ground that at the bottom of the steep stairs there is a figure just kind of standing there at the bottom of those steps, who appears to be watching you walk across the ground towards this temple.
Okay. Does he have a different facial expression than the other people?
Yeah, I think you can see straight away that they're not moving in the same way. Everyone else seems to have this very uniform way of moving.
Mhm.
I think Melpomene's real creeped out.
Yeah.
Just a tad, yeah.
I assuming you're going up these stairs though.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. as you get to the top of the first set of steps, you see this figure step forward, and you see that they have their hands flat out with a large silver platter sitting on their hands. This is like an old dragonborn. You can see that their scales are kind of cracked in places. You know, they're very weathered looking, with a dark grey robe, with a blue belt kind of holding everything. You know, tying their robe, and holding this silver platter out, and they step forward and welcome to Sulta. Those who would climb the steps of sight and seek the counsel of the Sandseers must first place upon this plate something of great value to your heart.
I go to Sir Feathers and take another one of his red feathers. Just slowly pull it out and then put it on the plate.
Not the neckerchief? Man.
That would make more sense, but we've got the feather now.
We've been through enough trouble with that fucking neckerchief.
Yeah,
Yes, we
so
have.
true.
We're not losing it again. Melpomene's going to pull out their Bezbev, their sharpened flute, and place that on the...
Nice. Fenn, what have you got?
I don't really have much. I have those tea leaves, but I don't really want to get... I mean, I guess I can just put one of them on there. That's
Okay.
pretty much the only thing I got.
So you take a tea leaf and place it alongside this feather and this... what was it? What's it called again? I always forget this.
It's a
Melpomene.
Bezbev, B-E-S
Bezbev.
apostrophe B-E-V.
Bezbev. You see this figure sort of nods slowly and walks to the bottom of the steps, and you see them look up and kind of lift their hands slightly. The next thing that you see is all three of the items disappear with a blue swirl around them, and they disappear from the platter. He just turns back to you and says, "Wait one moment, if you would." You may proceed. And he just stands to the side. And yeah, that's that. He just stands to the side.
As we're walking through, since he's got both his hands out, I double I-5 him as we're going through.
What, like through the platter?
Yeah.
What would this figure do faced with that? That is a question I didn't think I'd have to answer. Firstly, of course, the platter you kind of whack it out of their hands and it clatters on the ground. They just look at you just dead in the eyes and don't react at all. And then they just very slowly, sink to their knees, pick up the platter, and just stand up again in the exact same pose.
Okay, so like a guard at Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, except you didn't get in any trouble yet.
This time. There's still time.
Looking up the steep steps, you see that at the bottom of the tower there is you see a door that now swings open.
Well, we go in, I guess.
Yeah.
You begin the climb. It's a pretty brutal climb. These are steep, narrow steps, but it's not very many of them. But it's just, you go up a flight of steps like that. It's the knees. This is me, 38-year-old talking. Those of you who are not that old, just you ready yourselves. It's coming.
I cast Mage Hand and have it pushing us one hand on our back the whole way up, just to make sure we don't fall.
You don't hear them, but the figure at the bottom of the stairs looks up and sees you do this. It's like, well, that's cheating. You enter through this door at the bottom of this tower to find yet more stairs, a winding staircase now that travels up around this tower. I think everyone just give me a constitution roll. I just want to see how everyone's getting on with this. How do we rank our fitness here?
Straight Constitution.
Yeah.
Come on.
Not great.
Not great.
I'm glad I had that Mage Hand up.
We're all so out of shape.
You don't take any damage from this. Whose dice is making it snow? Is that yours, Foxy?
That's mine, yeah.
Incredible. Very fitting for this scorching desert fucking campaign. None of you take any damage, but by the time you reach the top, you are fucking knackered. And
we have to take a bit
certainly breathing quite heavily. Yeah, maybe on the way up this winding staircase, you sort of if you find a little windowsill, you can sort of just a sec. I'll be right there. When you finally do reach the top, you come to the top of this staircase, and it's the tower is now kind of open-sided. You can look out and get a pretty good view, actually, across not only Sulta, but the surrounding several miles in all directions. With one exception, which is that to one side of this kind of platform this floor that you've come out into, you see this large flowing blue light that you saw from a distance when you were on approach to Sulta, and it's just wisping away, and kind of on the edges of this blue light you see 4 female dragonborn stood kind of one on in kind of 4 corners, as it were, and the 4 of them are kind of swaying in time with each other and are reciting a chant that kind of goes round and repeats, this kind of 4-line chant. Does anybody speak Draconic?
Yes.
That's handy. The words aren't of particular consequence, really. It's kind of just a vague beseeching to the heavens to give them the power to see, basically, give them the power of sight and foresight, but nothing more specific than that. And then they kind of just continue in this vein. They seem at the moment oblivious to your presence.
Does it look like they've started like a ritual in front of them, or are they just chanting?
They are just chanting. It doesn't appear. There's no indication that they're trying to do anything or make anything happen.
Okay.
There's nobody else in the room, others?
Sorry, Fenn, go again.
There's nobody else in the room other than those four?
No, just the four of them and now the three of you and Sir Feathers.
Okay.
After a time, the chanting goes on and you watch, perhaps mesmerized, and they finally do draw to a close. And the Dragonborn closest to you turns to face you and says, "Ye who have risen and climbed the steps of sight, what brings ye here?"
Hang on. Where's my notes? Hello. We were sent. We found a bunch of dead snakes, and we were told to come ask about Bordant.
She holds your
all I
gaze a moment. She comes and places a scaly hand on your shoulder, Melpomene. She says, "May I ask you something? When you came up the stairs and we were all chanting, what was that? Was that too much? Is it what kind of vibe did it give?"
Religious?
Religious. I told you it would come across too religious. We were just really going for sort of, otherworldly. I don't think we really want to get bogged down in, religion carries a lot of baggage, And one of the others pipes up from across the floor. And it's like, I said that as well. We should have gone. I think it's the swaying. I think the swaying makes people think that it's some kind of like a prayer. I think we need to cut out the swaying. But the swaying gives so much dynamism, says the first to the. Do you know what did you think? And turns to Manfred. So what did you think of the swaying specifically?
I think it needs more oomph. It's good, but it needs me more bombastic.
More sway more wildly.
Yeah, get your arms going a lot, Get a bit of wiggling, some wiggling going as well. And then I sort of start demonstrating just the most animated, swiggly weighing dance. Arms waving about, legs going.
Manfred, I want that performance check. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
It's the most bombastic, the most flamboyant, the most in sync, wiggly dancing ever known to man.
How long does this display go on for?
Boy.
About 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Oh god.
Yeah. It's a full
After all those steps.
Nobody in the room says a single word for 6 minutes. Everybody's just completely enraptured by this. When you finally get to the end, this is after climbing all those stairs as well, mind you. When you finally get to the end,
expecting applause.
There's just nodding, nodding from these four figures. And one of them you see has been sketching diagrams the whole time, trying to capture the poses and everything. And the one near Melpomene, who just has not moved a muscle this whole time, just been transfixed on Manfred and his swaying, is like, we will give it a shot, I promise you. Of course, I'm not as limber as I once was, but I'm sure we can approximate it. And she turns and says, "Write that down, Tolvi. More swaying. Just sway. Well, you've got the diagrams, but just more. I think it's one of those more is more situations. We were really, we just wanted otherworldly and unsettling, I suppose, but not terrifying. That's kind of, I think, when we were brainstorming, that's where we said we wanted it. She turns to Fenn. She takes a hand off Melpomene's shoulder and walks over to Fenn. She says, "Now, I won't lie. We didn't think much of your offering. One tea leaf, how special to you could it possibly be? Is there some kind of incredible story? Is there some kind of incredible story behind this tea leaf?"
There was something to me, I guess.
Yeah,
and to be honest, I don't have much else on me. I wasn't quite prepared.
I understand it's difficult being put on the spot and asked to, to present something of emotional value, but you see that they conjure Melpomene's Bezbev in their hands and kind of just hand it back to Melpomene and say, "You see, now this I can believe. This is clearly something that has a sort of connection." You see that they conjure a red duck feather in their hand and hand it back to Manfred and say, the whole duck would have been terrific, to be honest with you, but this is okay. The tea leaf a little lacking, really.
Yeah, I understand. I'm not a man of worldly belongings. I just.
No, I can respect that. These things, these things never go exactly as you plan, and What did you think of Cyril, by the way, at the bottom of the steps with the platter? Was he what was the? Did he give a good sort of energy? Get you in the sort of?
It could be a bit more cheerful. You were a bit grumpy.
Yeah, he was a bit stern.
Well, but that's sort of what we're going for. That sounds like, to me, that's a good review. I understand why you may not have liked it in the moment, but to me that sounds like he's doing his job pretty well, in all fairness.
I think he needs to wiggle more, like he will be. Him doing the wiggle dance.
I think
you might get some more, get some more people coming in. They'll draw him in.
Well, we're not really looking to be high volume, is the thing. I think we're happy with the number of people coming through. I think, in all fairness, based on what you've said, he's giving off the vibe that we really are going for. We, however, should you return and see us again, will be a lot more animated. That's for sure. Anyway. I appreciate the feedback. You didn't come to talk to us about this. To business then. You mentioned snakes, Bordant.
Yes.
Correct.
Of course. Step this way. She walks back to where the other three are still manipulating this blue light in front of them with their hands, and these wisps are sort of jutting out. She turns and says, The place that you have come, we are blessed with the gift of sight. However, I must tell you that to receive our prophesied words, we must know that you're prepared for the consequences of that. And you can see her mood. She's almost got like a on and off character kind of vibe. You know, you were just seeing her off character when she was asking you about the vibes and stuff. So, and she kind of goes off character again. She goes, the thing with the plate and the items of value, that was sort of supposed to be a bit of a precursor to that. Sort of a, you know, you invest and you get, you know, you that's sort of supposed to kind of prime you for that. Oh, and by the way, she suddenly conjures up a tea leaf and sort of looks at it a bit sadly and extends her hands like, go on, take it. Back to Fenn.
Thank you.
Such as it is. She says, so... And then she kind of gives her head a wobble and steps back in and goes back into character and is like, seek ye then knowledge of Bordant.
Yes.
Will ye bind yourselves to this prophecy?
Did we hear the prophecy already and I missed it?
No.
Okay.
For that...
Will it give a good story?
Oh. I promise it will make a good story. But
Then
this
I'm
is
in.
how heroes... This is how heroes are born. You must have seen all our heroes out in Sulta. Every one of them, to a man, woman, elf, dwarf, or dragonborn, bound themselves to prophecy and found themselves in paradise.
Do you mean
Will
the
you
people out on the
accept?
streets?
The heroes of Sulta. Will ye bind yourself to the prophecy of Bordant?
If it makes a good story, I'm in. Melpomene really should have better self-preservation skills than this, but nah.
She, you see that the Dragonborn at the back continues to manipulate the light, but the other two, as well as the one that's been doing the vast majority of the talking, the three of them approach and stand in front of you, and each one extends a hand in front, one to each of you. She says, then take our hands and learn all that we know and all that may become.
Grab the hand.
I'd like to do one last insight check before I grab hands, because I really am just a paranoid motherfucker.
What are you looking
I'm already
for?
locked in.
What are you kind of looking for? What are you hoping to see with an insight check?
Am I about to get inducted into a cult, or do they actually have something that needs to be done? Like, is this a quest that really does seem like something that needs to be done, or are they just getting me hook, line, and sinker with their cult intro? Like, that's what I want to know.
Give me an insight roll. What I would say is this. An insight check, no matter how good it is probably not going to be able to answer that question.
Okay.
You were obviously told to come here by Tramin. You were specifically told by him to come to Sulta and to seek the Sanses and to ask them about Bordant. They clearly have a reputation for dispensing important prophecy. On a 19 insight, there is the whole place of Sulta. I think, I don't think I'm saying anything you haven't all already felt, is a bit unsettling. Something is a little off, and I think on a 19 insight, they do want you to take their hands.
I'm still gonna grab the hands. Why not? Push the big red button.
Is everybody in, Fenn?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I trust Tramin, and he wouldn't have sent us here if he thinks we're just I don't
Fair
know
enough.
whatever we're agreeing to exactly, but
Each of you take the hand of one of these Dragonborn, and they lead you to the light, to this blue light that they've been manipulating this whole time. And you watch as all four of them, their eyes sort of flip back and go blank as they. And you've created they're all holding hands, so you've got the four of them and three of you all holding hands in this circle around the light. And you hear them talking again in Draconic. Bind them now, and it's all talking about binding you to this prophecy, that they enter into this willingly. They will become the new heroes of this tale. This goes on for a little while, and then you hear the four of them speak in unison. I will put this in. Let me just say it first. And all four speak in unison. When parched land drinks the rains anew, and Korth's folly stirs from shadowed view, when snakes depart from mortal lands, the old one stirs beneath the sands. I will put that in our thingy, so you've got access to it.
that's good.
Okay. I was about to start taking notes, yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
Can't type fast enough.
That's in our Discord. They are in this sort of trance-like state, and as they do this, and then they come out of that, and the main ones sort of they come to the end of this, and really everyone's hands are released, and she goes, "What did you think of that? That was pretty dramatic, right? That was pretty good.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
How'd you do
pretty full of there's enough life for you." She goes, "Well, if you like that," she goes, "you'll love this." And the four of them, the veil is withdrawn, and you see before you 4 hags. Dragonborn no more. Their features twist and contort as the 4 of them become these hags in front of you. The sky seems where this was a beautiful sunny day. The sky seems darker. The whole place seems dimmer. And they just begin to smile these wretched smiles in front of you. You looking out because you've got open sides around this tower, you watch as Sulta itself morphs in front of your very eyes and reveals a barren, desolate scratch of land. Most of the buildings dissipate in front of you entirely. The ones that remain are ramshackle, dilapidated, run down. She says, "You have now bound yourself to the prophecy which we just spoke. She says, Bordant is a monstrous, ancient sandworm that lies beneath the Cindy Desert. He sleeps, he rises, he feasts, and he sleeps again. She says, "You will defeat this evil, or you will join the rest of the heroes of Sulta." And they gesture out across across Sulta, and the people that you saw walking around in their ornate clothing, you see are nothing more than shambling zombies.
Well, fuck.
We messed up bad. I knew this was a cult. Even after taught them all this wiggling, they betrayed us.
She says, she turns to Manfred and says, "We thank you for your advices, and we'll be sure to incorporate them for the next hero. Go now. Do not fail."
Do you have any tips for us?
Any what? Any tips?
Tips, yeah. Or weapons that you know will work?
Is there a time frame?
It's not that sort of place, darling.
Okay. I'm just gonna spin around and leave. Like,
I'm
as abrupt as
fuming at
they
this
were
point.
with us, I'm just like, alright, out I go.
Anything else that anybody wants to do or say with the these hags before you depart?
I just go on like a 10-minute rant, just berating them before I go. You know, I'm fuming. You know, I'm not going to detail the rant, but it lasts about 10 minutes, just like in the faces. You know, just about how they betrayed us, and yeah.
Okay, give me an intimidation check with disadvantage.
Can I help to make it not disadvantage?
Yeah, okay, you can just roll straight.
Intimidation.
They ain't intimidated by that. I was actually tempted to say it's a DC 22, but which would have required you to roll an 18 or higher, I think. Oh no, no, hang on, it would have 16 or higher for you. They listen intently to your rant and just laugh all the way through. And when you're done, they keep laughing. And as you're going down the stairs, they keep laughing, and you can just hear their laughter booming and echoing out across what you now realise is a completely formless waste. The walls don't exist at all, by the way. And as I said, most of the buildings don't exist. You now just have a crowd of zombies shambling around in front of you, between you and the Pangora. I think there are 20 on screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, I think it is 20. Yeah.
20.
And they are just shambling about without any kind of direction or anything like that. Cyril is nowhere to be seen, the guy with the platter. Was he even real? Who knows? With that being said, as you kind of get within the line of sight, the zombies don't appear to be hostile to you initially. Is there anything you want to do or anything, or is you just want to get the fuck out of here?
I guess
we can get going. The buildings are all like dilapidated, right? There's nothing worth looking into in the buildings.
Yeah, they're just hollowed out shells.
Okay.
I think probably give me since you asked, Melpomene, give me a investigation check.
Okay.
Nice. I think the impression that it gives is that there probably was once a more developed settlement here, but for whatever reason, and hard to shake the feeling that it's not related to the Sandseers, the only thing that is still pristine and standing is that temple and their tower.
Got it.
Everything else is just a husk. It's been a long time since this was livable. As you walk through then what you thought were sort of little streets back towards the Pangora, which have moved further away and are looking quite agitated and distressed. You're just walking through this small crowd of shambling undead. Are we making straight for the Pangora, or is there anything else that anyone wants to do?
I just want to get out of here.
Yeah, get out.
Wise words. You leave behind this desolate, cursed place. Let's hear it. What's going on in the conversation here? Like as you all get on your 2 Pangora and head off presumably back in the opposite direction towards Pagona's Rest. Unless anyone else has got any other bright ideas. What's the conversation like? It sounds like you've bound yourself to this prophecy.
Yeah, Fenn is just confused why Tremon would send us here without telling us about the hags or what the Sandseers are, if those are the Sandseers, or if they replaced them, or he's just confused right now.
Yeah. I think we're going back and forth on that of like, did he just not know? Have these hags been fooling everyone, or what has been going
Maybe.
on?
Yeah.
I think that Melpomene is, after an initial conversation, Melpomene is going to kind of shift back into research mode, because I think that they're internally panicking. And the only way that they know how to cope with it is to research, is to make a plan A, B, and C. Yeah. Don't think about it, plan.
Well, I guess looking on the bright side, Mel, I mean, you've certainly found out about a very interesting place in this region and some very interesting people. What did you...
Oh, yeah, and then I'm writing in my journal.
What did you make of...
Because we just met some hags.
Yeah, I mean, that's exciting, right? I wonder, does anyone... everybody give me either a nature, or you can just give me... a straight intelligence roll, if you prefer.
I'm doing a nature one.
Nature is higher than intelligence, so...
Yeah, I did nature.
Same.
Oh, these are pretty good. Tell you what, written in the stars team, fucking pull your fingers out. Look at the state of the rolls on screen at the moment. The last 6 rolls, 25, 19, 16... Sorry, last 7 rolls. 25, 19, 16, 15, 18, 15, 16.
All double digits, yeah.
That's how it's done.
Yeah, I don't think it's digidice.com.
It's just the will of the warrior. What was I getting you to roll that? Oh, about hags, yeah. Yeah, I was kind of wondering if you think what knowledge you have of hags. But I would say, as a group, you're all aware of their reputation, and making these sort of Faustian deals is pretty par for the course for them. And I think there's probably I suspect, a feeling amongst you of what the fuck have you got yourselves into? Based on the population of Sulta, the consequences for failure may be quite dire. I think that's a very good place for us to take a little comfort break. So let's go and stick you on BRB for a few minutes, and then we shall return in a few. That was something, wasn't it? You made it to Sulta. Nah, that ain't it. That ain't the vibe. Let's go this one. I know they all sound like they start the same, but that's not quite true. Made it to Sulta, met with the Sandseers without too much difficulty getting in the door, or indeed out the door. The difficulty may be still to come, as you appear to have now bound yourselves to this prophecy relating to Bordant. What exactly that means? I mean, what do you all think it means? What does Fenn think it means?
You mean the binding or the prophecy?
Yeah. Well, both.
The binding, I have no idea. I suppose if we fail, we will end up as zombies in Sulta.
That's
just like everyone else, but
very possible.
Yeah, the prophecy is very prophecy-ish.
It is very prophecy-ish. Manfred,
I have no idea what Corth's folly is.
Yeah, Manfred or Melpomene, have you got any thoughts on the prophecy that you heard? The wording of which is in our Discord thing? I'm going to pin that message as well, because it may be something you need to refer back to in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what does Manfred think about it?
It's very... Yeah, he's just unsure, really. It's yeah, it's not 100% sure what's. Well, yeah, like I said, everyone's sort of just confused at the minute, and yeah.
Melpomene, you're sort of perhaps more attuned to poetry and verse and this kind of, and maybe even the concept of prophecy. Indeed, what does a bard make of this?
Melpomene's been kind of playing with the words in their mind and like the rhymes. I think that they're really, really trying to not spiral down the. Hang on, Kenku got really loud all of a sudden.
Yeah, sorry, I'm actually pulling that down on my end as well.
A little less volume. Perfect. Okay, so Melpomene is. I think in like task mode. So thinking about who is. Where is the thing? Who is Korth's? Like, what is Korth's folly?
I do remember that the 6 sisters are the daughters of Korth, right?
Very good, Fenn.
It's just-
Fenn, that's a 1d4 inspiration for you. That is very correct. You were told by Wink on the caravan on the way into Pagona's Rest that the 6 sisters, the 6 huge statues north of Pagona's Rest. Oh, let me get rid of these zombie tokens, by the way. That's
all across the land.
Unnecessarily ominous, isn't it? Yeah, and he told you that they were the 6 daughters of Korth, the former leader of Pagona's Rest. And it was... Music's still pretty loud. Thank you for the heads up there. Let me get that fucked off down a bit. There we go. Hopefully that's better. Yeah, he told you that Korth was the former leader of the city of Pagona's Rest, and it was he that divided the city into 6 districts, each of which he gifted to one of his daughters. And basically what Wink had said to you was the 6 districts still remain, but the idea was they were supposed to act as checks and balances against one another, rather than having one leader of the city. It was supposed to be like rule by consensus, that they would each take part of the city. They would collaborate on matters that affected the entire city, but have, oversight of their own individual areas. And he said that basically the districts have remained, the collaboration between what is now the Vice Lords, not so much. So yes, that you have heard the name Korth before in that context. Very good. We love that. Yeah, so that's that. And then, I guess there's probably one other thing in that verse that is familiar to you, perhaps.
Oh yeah, the snakes departing.
So you've seen that firsthand, and Tramin mentioned
Indeed,
that he
yeah.
also had, and that was indeed the reason why he was so concerned, and sent you to Sulta in the first place. Why has this music been so skippy today? It's really annoying. I don't know why. It's normally pretty cool. Anyway, all that to ponder then as you make your way back to Pagona's Rest. Is there anything that anyone wants to do en route to Pagona's Rest? Because if not, we will do a little time skip and get you back there.
Nope.
I think I'm ready to go back, yeah.
Can't think of anything.
Where do you want to go when you return to Pagona's Rest? By the time that you get there, by the way, it's now kind of evening. Kind of, I would say early evening, late afternoon, early evening. Well, I
we
suppose
should...
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. When we talked to Emba before she left, did she tell us where she hangs out in the evenings, or do we just know that she's the librarian and we should try to find her tomorrow?
I don't think you had any conversations of that sort around her, so the only place that you know where to find her potentially is the academy.
Is the library.
Yeah. The only thing I was going to say is probably the first port of call when you get back to Pagona's Rest is to return those Pangora.
Yes, yeah.
That's a good idea, yeah.
So you arrive back at Gredrix's, I don't know what you call it, stables, I suppose, but I'm sure there should be another word for that. And he comes out and sort of begins like unbridling the Pangora and like checking them over, dusting them down. And he looks and says, "And where's the third one?"
Ramen brought it back a couple days ago.
At least we hope so.
Well, Tramin brought his Pangora back. I hired one to Tramin and 3 to you. He brought his back.
That bastard. No,
What a
his
reaction.
died.
What?
We rescued his ass out on the road.
Oh yeah.
Normally Melpomene would not be this pissed, but like we saved this guy's ass.
Oh yeah, let it out.
Like,
Let it out.
I'm gonna throw this dude straight under the bus. Like,
yes.
go on like a 2-minute rant of all the shit that we did for this guy, and then he just quietly brings it back as if it's not a completely different animal from the one that he rented. So he's just gonna get like the unload of the last couple of days. Just fully.
Give me persuasion with advantage. I think the spirited nature of this is probably going to be somewhat enough to convince him that something's up. I'm just going to restart Kenku, everybody, because it's just pissing me off
Nat
that it's-
20.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You are really pissed.
I'm
You're
extremely
letting him know.
persuasive.
Let me just start up Kenku again. Get it loaded in because it's just.
Let him have it.
Right. Move to the tabletop and Kenku, and I don't think the tune itself is the problem, though. I'd better give it a listen and make sure it's not actually the track. But we'll try a different one. Okay, so on a nat 20 then. You Gredrix sort of just like takes this in, all of this, all your vitriol. He like wipes some spit out of his eye, you know, and just stands with his hands on his hips and goes, "You know, I expect him to lie to you. I don't expect him to lie to me." He says, "All right. If you do see him, you tell him to come and see me, won't you?"
Well,
Do you know
we'll
where
definitely
he
see him.
possibly... Do you know where he possibly went? Did he say
Well,
where
yeah.
he was going after he came back?
He lives at Southside, that's all I know. I don't go into the city.
Oh.
Okay. I
This
think
is,
we're
of
going to
course,
go and
this
pay
is, of
him a
course,
little visit.
in fact, let me bring back
outskirts, right?
the Pagona's map, Pagona's Rest map.
It's just outside the gates, right?
He's in a thing called the Lump Village, which is just on the outside
Yeah.
the western gates. That's where he lives. But yes, he knows that he lives in Southside, and that's all. To Southside, is it? I feel like Melpomene's on a
Sounds
bit
like-
of a
Few words,
fucking, on a bit of a fucking mission. Great. You pass through New Tisfelk. You may recall from when you walked through it on your exit from the city that it's a pretty run-down, brutal place. And you get just like dirty looks from every corner, any building that you pass, anybody that's hanging out outside sort of like sneers at you as you walk past, or like scowls, you know. But nevertheless, you make it through New Tisfelk without any major incident and find yourself back in Southside, the home of the Sledalium and of course Mokano Academy, where you first met with Ember, and they asked you to go and seek Tramin out in the desert. I assume you're going to the to Mokano Academy firstly, or is there somewhere else you wanted to try?
Yes.
Okay. You re-enter the building that you first met with Ember in, and Ember and indeed Tramin are there working away together. They've both got their backs to you as they're sort of like hunched over a table, looking at some, looking through some books and scrolls and consulting various instruments as they work. I just want to know if Melpomene's just going to go and punch this guy in the back of the head.
Is he
I'm just waiting for that.
holding the barometer that we found?
Well, that barometer was broken already, right, when you found it. But no, he's not holding it. You can see the barometer on a table over the other side of the room, just kind of lying there.
I guess I'm gonna walk over and pick the other one up, and like I guess try to stand directly behind him.
Yeah.
And just be looking it over.
Do you want to give me a stealth
And
roll
then-
to see if you can sneak up behind him?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do a 15. 14 DC.
No.
It's bad
I'm too
time.
big.
It's bad time to bust out. Yeah, the two of them hear you coming behind them. The floor's tiled. You know, it's not easy to traverse this ground without making some noise. It kind of echoes in there as well. And the two of them whip around, and Ember straight away is like, "Oh, thank goodness! When Tramin told me what happened, I was worried we might never see you again." And Tramin's like, "Yes, good to see the three of you again. How did you get on at Sulta? What did you find?"
Oh, just I'm like holding the barometer up in the most intimidating way that I possibly can. Just met some hags, took on a prophecy. Nothing big. I heard something interesting when we got back to town, though. Our 3 Pangora that we took out were Flake, Whisper, and Boost. And when we got back, he asked us where Boost was, and hadn't realized that you had brought him back. So here's the thing. I'm gonna hold on to this until you go tell him the truth.
Whoa! Let's just all settle down. Ember's head sort of whips round to look at Tramin and is like, "Tramin, what are they saying? What are they talking about?" He's like, everyone just calm down a minute, all right? Look, I live here. I have to do business with people. I have to see them day in, day out. I didn't want to come back and say to Gredrix, oh, sorry man, I took your animal out for 2 days and it got killed. You know, it's just, could you not just take this one, you know? We've been through a lot, we kind of bonded out there in the desert, right? You could just do me a massive solid.
You have proof that you have gone and apologized. No, not this time. Did that once before and it got me stabbed in the back, so I don't trust you on that.
This is...
Loving this new side of Melpomene. This rules.
I think he's going to do something that's just going to antagonize Melpomene even further. He turns to Fenn and Manfred. Is like, could you just talk some sense into your friend? Like, just understand where I'm coming from. Oh, boo-hoo. If someone thinks that you lost the Pangoro, you have to give the guy a couple of gold, you know.
No, you've got yourself into this one, mate. We've got to feel the wrath now.
Yeah, Fenn just conjures an ice knife and tries to fire his nails.
He does what, sorry?
He tries to fire his nails with it.
Oh, fire his nails with an ice knife. That's incredible. Give me Fenn, give me an intimidation roll. You can do that with advantage because everybody's glaring at this guy, including Ember. Damn, that's so mean. Oh, that looks like a
wow.
Lovely old 23.
That's the job, I guess.
Cool. Yeah. He just like backs up a step and is like, all right. I'll tell him. We really do need that barometer though. The other one, as you know, is broken. Could I just take that off you? Keep it safe. You really shouldn't be handling it at all. It's not yours, you know?
I'm gonna mage hand hold it up in the air and be like, go now, and I will give it back to you when you get back.
Fine. And he just like storms out of the hall. Ember is like just like hands on their hips. It's just like, I can't believe he did that. He's just, the city's bad, so he thinks he has to be bad to make it here, you know? He just looks out for number one, that's all the time, I'm afraid. Maybe I should have warned you, I'm sorry. Thank you for going and finding him and bringing him back safely, and more importantly, his notes, to be honest with you. He's kind of perhaps a secondary concern. But nevertheless, I'm very grateful. And then they look very concerned at you and look at Fenn and, well, all three of you and sort of, what happened in Sulta?
I suppose we bound ourselves
real
to some
nonchalant
hags.
about it, but yeah, he told us to go talk to the Sandseers. The Sandseers, he said, go talk to them about Bordant. We didn't know anything, so we just went and talked to them about it, but they wouldn't tell us anything until we agreed to be bound to this. So now we have to go kill a giant sandworm, I guess.
Fenn, was there something you had there as well?
No, pretty much. I would have done the same. So I said the same.
Ember's just like looks livid, and it's just like, he really is a swine. All right. Well, look, we'll deal with that. What did they say about Bordant?
They gave us
They
a
gave us
prophecy.
a nice little poem. Oh yeah, prophecy, exactly.
A prophecy? Do you remember what they said?
Yeah, do you know what... Melpomene's gonna get real serious and, like, immediately repeat it right back, in full dramatic tone.
Yeah.
And afterwards, be like, is there anything important about the phrasing of drinks the rains anew, and do you know what Korth's folly is?
Korth's folly. I don't know. I don't think I know what that is. You've told Ember the entire thing, yeah, the whole thing. They go,
Yeah.
Parched land, drinking the rain anew. I'm sorry to tell you, but it doesn't look good. The whole reason Tramin was out was taking measurements, right? As you know. I can't remember how much I even told you before you left, but we've been growing concerned at some weather signs that indicate the coming of a great downpour, the likes of which we've not seen in these parts for centuries. And the last day or since Tramin got back, we've been trying to make sense of his notes and what it all means, and everything is consistent. We're not sure when, we don't know how long we have. At some point, a downpour is coming. He told me about, turns to Fenn, it's like, he told me about the snake thing.
Yeah. That happened yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning. And I don't know how long that's been going on. The pieces are lining up. And they kind of just go into this discussion with you about what happened in Sulta and everything that they've been concerned about. And essentially, yeah, they're worried that the but basically they had already found some other document that made reference to Bordant being summoned by a massive shower, a massive storm, a massive downpour. And Ember kind of tells you that's why Tramin would have and in fact I think Tramin actually gave you the document that referred to the Sandseers having some knowledge of this and seeking them out in Sulta. Some minutes later, Tramin returns. This is perhaps 20 minutes later. Tramin returns looking quite a bit more sheepish. Ember, as soon as they see Tramin coming through the door, strides across and just grabs him by the shirt and goes, "Did you send them, you pig? Did you send them to Sulta because you were too afraid to go yourself?" And he just looks completely taken aback. He's like, whoa, hold on, Sulta? I'd have gone to Sulta. I just thought it was better for me to come back here with my notes. Like, what? What's wrong with Sulta? They were hags. The Sandseers, they're hags. And these three are now, what did you say, bound to a prophecy?
Yep.
That was
That's what the
wording,
hags
yeah.
told us. I'm like, hags lie, but I don't think they're gonna lie about this.
Ember looks at Tramin and is like, tell me the truth. Did you know? Did you know that's what they were going to? No, I swear. I didn't know anything. I just knew go to see the Sandseers and so on. I'd never been to Sulta in my life. I didn't know that would happen. I'm sorry. But well, what did you find out? Ember relays the information about Bordant, the prophecy and everything. And by the end he looks white as a sheet. He goes, if what we think is happening, turns to Ember and goes, first thing tomorrow, we need to try and convince the Vice Lords to meet and hold a conclave. Ember's sort of nodding in resigned agreement. Turn to the group of you and say, we're going to need all 6 Vice Lords on side if we're going to have any hope of preparing the city and defending it against this threat. Getting them together, easier said than done. I know that this has been thrust upon you. And Ember kind of looks sideways at Tramin again. Goes, I know that this wasn't something you asked for. But by the sounds of it, your fates are bound up in this now. You must help us.
Yeah.
You must help us get the Vice Lords to convene. First thing tomorrow. Get some rest. You've had, by the sounds of it, a long couple of days. Get some rest.
Yeah, just a little.
In the morning, we need to make a start on this. Thank you.
Okay.
Just before you go, Melpomene, Ember goes, I haven't forgotten. I promised you some help as well. Even facing a threat like this, we can't dedicate all day, every day to it. And I would still wish to help you, and unlike some people around here, hold up my end of a bargain. And they say, I can spare an hour a day. Come and meet with me anytime. And I will help you prepare your writings.
Wonderful.
This is now something that you can try and weave into the game, Melpomene, on an ongoing basis. On any day, you can now visit Ember at the Mokono Academy, and basically, the more you do it, the more that they'll be able to help you. Up to an hour a day of basically research time with Ember, who is indeed a senior, experienced researcher in Begona's Rest, probably as close as exists to an existing authority on this. The only other person who might write the book that you're going to write. So okay. you can drop by and see Ember anytime, and who knows what that research may throw up. Tramin and Ember, time to get some rest. It's now, kind of become dark. We're into the evening now. And they take their leave and go back to their homes with the kind of reiteration that tomorrow, all hands on deck. We need to start getting Vice Lords on board. Where would you like to go?
Honestly, I don't want to go back to the place that we had been staying, because we had paid for a certain number of nights, but that one guy is still there, and his wife is going to shank us.
I was just thinking that.
Right, yeah. You don't want to go and stay in the Hecate Hole because Wink and Gerber are there. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We are going to go talk to Bertha Cleaves tomorrow, so, like, we can do it then. But,
yeah, maybe it's better to turn up late but with a result rather than be on time with nothing.
Makes sense, yeah.
Do you know of any other potential accommodations in the city? Everybody give me a... go ahead.
We had been told to avoid the wormhole in Tisvelk.
Yeah. That's the rough end of the city.
But there was one other place that had been recommended.
Yeah. I'm trying to think which place it would be. It would, I think it would be... I'm trying to remember if... I'm looking on my own map. You should I should know, shouldn't I? I think it's the Pango Lounge.
Sounds nice.
In Tricorn.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, Pango Lounge it is.
To the Pango Lounge it is. That feels fitting. You've been riding on Pangora. You can go to the Pango Lounge. Incredible. You make your way then through across the bridge into Tricorn. Tricorn is a little more well-to-do. It's perhaps the wealthiest area or district of Pagona's Rest, and that is sort of apparent. You know, it's quite the homes are a bit nicer. You arrive at the Pango Lounge. And as you kind of step inside, it's a really dusky place with like it's lit in like these low red lights, and everywhere's quite sort of dark and moody in there. And it's a wide open room. Quite a high ceiling with a huge statue of a Pangora right in the middle of the room. And there's kind of a house band playing some local music. Melpomene, you recognise that one of them is playing an udale, which you were given by Zelnor, of course.
Yeah.
And a human host walks over and doesn't even say anything. They just stand there, walk over and just stand there expectantly looking at you and don't say anything at all. They're going to wait for you.
Hello, we'd like to get a room.
This is a sorry, I already said a human. And it was a room, right? Aye, we can help with a room for all three of you, is it? Very modern, but we make no judgments here. He says, how many beds does this arrangement require?
I'm going to turn and look at the other two, because I don't care.
I mean, it depends on the size of the bed.
We had this
Well,
gigantic bed last time.
Maybe you should
Indeed.
tell me what you're hoping to get up to in there, and we can start from there. My elven friend.
No, we just
Fortunately,
want to
tonight
rest.
is going to
really.
be just sleeping, yeah.
Yeah. Aye. Oh, very good. None of my business, of course. I don't like to pry. Looks at Fenn and goes, I'm surprised you're here, by the way. I thought you'd be off fighting in that war. Didn't fancy it.
Which wall? What?
I think you probably would know that at the moment, the elven capital of Elissandia was recently besieged by the Raven Legion. News has certainly made it as far as Pagona's Rest, and I suspect Jimbury as well.
Yeah, I'm not really associated with any elves, so.
Wonder if they'd feel the same way. None of my business, of course. Don't like to pry. It's all up to you, isn't it? He goes, well, right this way. And how will you be, paying for the room?
We've got coin.
How much
What's
is
the
it?
cost?
Oh, well, it's 80 silver a night.
80 silver a night. Okay.
It's pretty
How many
spenny here.
silver is in? How many? What is the breakdown? Hang on.
Well,
10. 1 gold is 10, so that's
Yeah.
8 gold. So I got that. I got it.
you got it? Great.
Sure, 1 night.
Thank you very much. We always like payment in advance. There are other ways to do it, but they're a little bit unorthodox. Some people like it. None of their business. I don't like to pry. Anyway, he shows you down. He shows you upstairs, and so this room is, as I mentioned, high ceilinged. But it's also got like a balcony kind of going around, and he takes you upstairs, and you're now at this balcony looking out over the room. I didn't really say much else about the room, but it kind of has the vibe of like a big hotel lobby, you know. If you went to quite a nice hotel, there's sort of like marble surfaces and pillars, and there are some like tables with seats that people are kind of sitting around at, and having some drinks and whatnot. As I mentioned, there's a live band playing in the corner. And he shows you to the what was the verdict on number of beds in the end? I can't remember if you gave him
I don't think we
concrete
cared
instruction.
I don't think we decided.
We just told him enough space for the 3 of us to sleep. So
Okay, he takes you into this room, and the bed is not quite as big as the huge cushion ground spread that you had at the Hecate Hall. The room itself is much more nicely put together. The bed is not quite as big. What it is circular and rotating, and has like red satin sheets on it.
Oh, God.
He goes, now, we just do that to make have a bit of a big impression when you come through the door. If you don't want it to spin, there's a lever on the wall over there that stops it. None of my business. Don't like to pry. Some people find they get a bit, sort of seasick with it.
yes, motion sickness can be a thing.
Yes, that's right. Well, very good then. I'll leave you to whatever your business is. None of my business. And he leaves you to the room and and heads off.
Friendly fella.
Give me just one moment. I'm just trying to calibrate something in my mind. Cool. So it's still it is the evening or night. but not like super late. Are you guys? How tired is everyone? You climbed a lot of stairs, covered a lot of ground on Pangora, or do you wish to go out into the Panga Lounge itself and take in some of the local colour?
I wouldn't mind vibing with the music and the bar and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go listen to people's stories and songs.
Nice.
Yeah. Plus, I'm famished.
Right? Yeah, of course. You head back down and you find a table, and everything here is like really opulent, and as I mentioned, it's sort of lit with red lights everywhere. It kind of makes it hard to see. I mean, if you've got dark vision, you're kind of okay. But give me 2 seconds, guys. Sorry. Maybe I could just ask Phil if you have a second. Sorry to interrupt. Phil, could you go? Why can't I find the ban button for this person easily? Somebody in the Discord that needs a scene to, or Foxy if you're able to. Hiroko, probably the other one as well. There's 2 people that have joined during the stream that I'm always pretty suspicious.
Yeah, same.
Why can't I find? Why is it not? Why can I not just click on their name and ban them? Am I being stupid?
I have to go into open in mod view and then I can do it. But...
Oh no, actually, if you right click them, I should know how to do this, shouldn't I? Here we go.
It should be banned now.
Awesome. Right, that's that. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry to. I was trying to maintain concentration, which I absolutely cannot do while doing that. And somebody DM'd me about it. Right. Apologies. Yeah. So you find a table and a taken in the music. I'm going to just do a luck roll to see how bad your luck is. You want this to be high. It's low.
Can we re-roll?
Very low.
DM, can I have advantage, please?
Can you give me the help action?
I had inspiration. Does that help?
You're fed.
I have that +4 now.
You're fed and watered and enjoying the music. When you suddenly hear the doors to the Panga Lounge like fly open, and a pair of drunken figures come staggering through the door in the highest of spirits, and you see Wink and Gerber arm in arm, already singing along to whatever song. Like they were already started singing before they came through the doors, and are singing along to whatever song the house band is playing. And then, they.
Do I have time for a reaction?
What do you want to do?
Can I cast a spell?
Can you cast what?
If I can cast a spell, Melpomene is gonna go invisible.
Nice. Love that. leaving Fenn and Manfred to fucking face this. Amazing. Now look, this is a dimly lit room. Let's do and they're drunk. I think we're going to do a perception roll. You want this one to be low, but we're going to roll perception for Gerber with disadvantage. It's dimly lit. They're drunk. Let's see if they spot, and indeed even recognise, especially without Melpomene, who is the one that Gerber's got up close and personal with previously. They roll a 4.
Ooh.
You see Gerber and Wink go up to the bar and just like start pounding drinks. They are just fucking on one. But where you are, you're kind of a little nestled up a corner. Melpomene, you're invisible. Manfred, what do you make of Melpomene going invisible and just sort of bailing on this?
I can't blame him, you know. I totally get it. I'm sort of slowly like lowering myself under the table, you know, just kind of like
slowly
going down like that.
Okay, I got it. Yeah. Fenn, what about you?
I hold my tail still so it doesn't cause any attention.
Yeah, gotcha. Amazing. So you had the bad luck for Wink and Gerber to come into the Panga Lounge, but your luck was much better. They don't spot you. They pound a few drinks and then eventually leave the Panga Lounge without further incident. I guess difficult to know what their... Well, maybe it's not difficult to know what their reaction would have been if they had seen you. I think you've probably got a decent handle on how at least Gerber would have reacted.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else that you all want to do while you're taking in the culture in here? Or what's the conversation around the table? You know, it's been a pretty serious couple of days. Now you're all got wound up in something that really you now are obliged to see through, right? Like you're after what happened in Sulta. What's the vibe around the table? Is it fear? What's the deal?
Yeah, I think Manfred is still fuming a bit, but you can sort of tell he's got a bit of fear, you know, when he sort of saw the zombies, you know, the fear of like that could happen to us. Sort of like, yeah.
Yeah, Fenn is just processing, like, but not really sharing anything, just in his head.
Manfred, is Manfred one to talk out his feelings, or is he just also quiet like Fenn?
He's pretty quiet, yeah, mostly. Like when it comes to stuff like that, you know, he can be very outgoing when he's fighting and stuff, but yeah,
he needs the rage.
He
needs the red mist.
Yeah. But no, yeah, there's just sort of a bit of you sort of probably like the other party sort of. They're used to him sort of being angry, but they definitely notice, like, even there's concern on his face, like, for the first time that this is quite serious now, you know, and if we mess up, it's going to be quite just catastrophic for all of us. So, yeah.
Incredible. The evening is drawing on. The whole evening, there's been one table in the corner of the room that has remained empty. And even when the place is filled up a little bit, nobody has sat at this table. People have sort of like walked across the room and looked at it and then had a change of heart and walked further away.
Walk and inspect the table?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an investigation. Well, hang on. How close are you gonna get first?
Not like touching, but like sort of as close so I can like see like in detail of it. So if there's anything like what's sort of say if like a hidden switcher as an example, I can see it from my distance. Like,
all right, give me an investigation roll.
If you get where I'm coming from,
I get you. I hear you.
Yeah, so not touching, but close enough so I can see.
Nice. Yeah, on a 16, it's like a booth, right? Like it's a round table with a horseshoe booth that goes sort of 3/4 of the way around it. And it's right in the corner, and so it looks out into the entirety of the room. You note that on a 16, even in the darkly lit room, you observe that in the middle of the table there is an emblem, and that emblem is of 2 tongues twisting in a helix. You've seen this before. You've seen it a couple of times, in fact. As you're starting to ponder this, Manfred, you suddenly feel a hand on your chest and a squat dwarf in not in like smart clothing, but I'm trying to think the best way to describe this. It's a bouncer. It's a fantasy bouncer, and he's and you feel this dwarven hand kind of reach up and touch you on the chest, like firmly, but not like violently. And he goes, "All right, Sonny Jim, you've had a look. That's close enough. Come on, back to your table now. You've had a look."
Why can't I stay at this table? Is there a reason? Just having a look, you know.
He doesn't answer you. He just like, "Come on. All right, come on. All right, you've had a look. Come on." And just now starts to try and shove you away. We can do an opposed strength check if you want to stand your ground. It's up to you.
No. So I head back to the table, and I sort of mention what we saw on the table, the sort of 2 helix sort of. I sort of say I didn't really get.
Just to clarify, by the way, what you're seeing is 2 like snake tongues.
The tongues, yeah.
In a helix.
Yeah. So I sort of mentioned that. I sort of say I didn't really get to see much more other than that. So I was thinking maybe suggest I sort of talk to the bouncer and sort of distract him and see if you two can get a closer look, see if you can see anything else. Maybe. If there's anything else on there, what stands out?
Yeah, we'll just assume it's like a reserved place for the Vice Lord, because that's his sign, isn't it?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
the guy from the mule.
Fenn, give me a wisdom check. Why not?
Oh. I'm good at wisdom.
Yeah, you are. On a 19. I think you are putting the pieces together here a little bit and probably come to the conclusion it's probably not that there's anything special about the table itself. Not in terms of its physical properties. It's probably that you're not supposed to get that close to the table. And you're about to find out why. As the doors to the Panga Lounge open, and you see about 7 people all come striding in, and you note you're all sat at your table, kind of out of the way. But anybody that's standing up in the room, you see them part like the Red Sea, as 3 pairs of 2 people each, almost not quite in formation, but there's certainly a pattern to it, come striding past you and head towards this very table that Manfred was just having a look at. The bouncer, you see, gesturing towards the table, and the final figure walking behind them, a face that you recognize from the mural that you saw in town a couple of days ago. And he's looking around the room, and as he walks past your table, He looks directly at Melpomene. You're still invisible. He looks directly at a table of two in the form of Fenn and Manfred, and you see again one green eye, one purple eye, the unmistakable face of the Vice Lord of Tricorn, Two Tongues Throden. And that is where we will leave it for today.